We have a number of hospitality assets, full service branded hotels around the country. And they have faced the challenge historically, as do all hotels, especially full service hotels, of having many, many drivers of demand, especially for the room nights. There are many customer segments that stay in our hotels. They range from people who book on Priceline, where you don't even know what hotel you're booking, all the way up to people who book on our website for kind of retail rates. We have people off the street that come in and pay, just because they need a room for that night. And we have many groups that have meetings in our hotels, and there are associated room nights with those. And, those happen during the week, on the weekends, odd hours. It runs the gamut. So there's an ongoing challenge in the hospitality world of how you price to all these groups and when you price, how you price to all these groups. Because obviously, as you get closer to the night of stay, that is a perishable good. And if you don't sell the room, it goes down empty and you can't ever make that back up. So hotels have been grappling with this for a long time. We at Amstar have the benefit of being an owner who is very involved, but also not being of the hotel culture and sort of beholden to the ways that it's done things in the past. And so we sought out help from Aleutian to help us with this pricing problem and help the hotel take advantage of all the data that it keeps, the hotels, all the data that they keep, which is abundant, but not often fully used or utilized. The result of the consulting engagements with Aleutian have kind of been twofold. One engagement, which was a pricing-related engagement, where we engaged Aleutian to develop a database of all of the hotel's pertinent information. It's millions of lines of data that tell us, who stayed there when and what they paid and how they booked and if they ate in the restaurant, if they bought a movie, stuff like that. All that was factored into an algorithm that Aleutian created, such that we could then look at our historical data and then on a go-forward basis be able to price all of our different segments efficiently. It used to be, prior to this, that these decisions were made by people called revenue managers, largely on a gut basis. And we're not sophisticated in the ways Aleutian is, but we are sort of, as an owner, nervous when someone says they're making gut decisions. And that was where we had to come out of the hotel industry and find some help with Aleutian. The outcome there has been much more efficient pricing, and it's actually driven our occupancy up in a good way with all profitable business, and we're seeing higher income as a result. Another engagement that's recent, where we haven't actually, it's so recent that we're only now starting to see the benefits of it, has been an exercise, a deep dive into profit. Historically, hotels have not understood well how much profit they make on each transaction. And each transaction, every time someone rents a room for the night or buys a meal in the restaurant, etc. We needed that information. We figured that the hotel really can't make great decisions until all that information is at their fingertips. The way that we did that was we had Aleutian go to the hotel and spend a lot of time ingratiating themselves with the hotel executive team. Because even what Aleutian could come up with, a killer app, a holy grail of hospitality knowledge, but it's not going to be valuable to anybody unless the hotel executive team takes it, accepts it, buys in, and then runs with it. And it was really that ability to do both that we sought out from Aleutian and that they delivered. And that was critical to the successful outcomes that we're seeing now. But in any event, the profit maximization exercise that we did allows now, we took every cost at the hotel and we allocated them appropriately with the hotel's buy-in to any given segment of demand on the room night side, or is this a food and beverage cost, etc. So we got very granular with the costs, every single cost at the hotel. In fact, it was described as a balloon. If you work in one section of the hotel and you don't think those costs apply to you, you squeeze the balloon, but those costs have to go somewhere. So the costs it is a bounded universe. That exercise was extremely helpful, and we now have a great understanding of how profitable each piece of business is and where we should be investing our resources from a cost perspective. Where do we want people selling? What types of guests do we want at the hotel? Who are our most profitable? That insight it seems like common sense. Of course, you'd want to know that, but it's actually pretty hard to find in lots of businesses, hospitality as well. So Aleutian helped us dramatically with that.